Hi, everybody. I'm Alec. This is Trev. Welcome to episode 12 of Beanscast. On Beanscast, we discuss coffee, politics, video games, and anything else that's been destroying our brains in the past week. We like to start every episode by talking about what we're drinking today. So, Trev, what are you drinking?
Alec, it's 107 degrees. I'm drinking
Uh-huh.
water. I'm drinking
That's good.
goddamn water. Hydration. It's important.
Hydration is key.
But I'm also drinking iced coffee. It's cold brew, actually, with, you can see so much ice in it, dear God. Because it's 107 fucking degrees because the climate is fucking burning. What are you drinking,
I
Alec?
don't know what. I'm drinking a hot cup of coffee because I am in the room with
Okay,
the
go fuck
AC and
yourself.
it's very cold.
This asshole has a sweatshirt on
I
for
do,
those
and it
listening.
sweats.
Shame this man. Shame
And a
this man.
blanket.
Shame this man. 107
Uh,
degrees. This man is
it's
wearing. He's why there's a climate crisis. Alec is
It's
why.
82 outside right now where I live.
And yet you're running your air conditioning. You're why there's a climate crisis, Alec.
I listen.
It
There's
doesn't
someone
have
else who
anything
lives
to
here.
do. It doesn't have anything to do with Taylor Swift taking 3-minute flights. It has everything to do with Alec and Red wanting to be comfortable in their own home.
It is. I would be fine with the windows open and in shorts and a t-shirt.
Hey, Alec. Speaking of you and Red, I heard you guys
Huh?
got married.
Whoa! What?
What? Is it?
I just
Are the
got
rumors
blacked out
true?
on Thursday. I don't know what happened. Yes, I did. It was nice.
Hey, congratulations. Congratulations. Everyone's
Thank
very
you.
happy for you. Alex said that all he wanted you guys, if listening after the fact here on our YouTube, all he wants for a wedding gift is for you guys to push the subscribe button. That's it. That's all he wants.
Yeah,
Maybe hit
that's
us with a
true. That's
like.
true. Subscribe, like, make 10 of your friends subscribe.
Damn, bold of you to assume I have 10 friends, sir. Bold of you to assume I have 10 friends.
Well, I'm here, and it says 5 people are watching, so that's 4 other people. So maybe.
Yeah, bold of you to assume any of those people consider me friends. So, Alec, what we're gathered here today to do is talk about stuff, things, brain rot. But before we get to the brain
Yep.
rot, let's talk about some fun stuff because there is actually some more positive things we can talk about. Let's start by talking about Mario Kart 8 is actually getting the second wave of the DLC.
It's
Are you excited about this
8
at all?
courses.
Is
I
it
mean,
8? Is it
I've
just
already.
8 courses?
I don't remember how many courses per pack. Yeah, I think it's 8. Yeah, it's 8. Um, I mean, I've already sort of paid for it, so
Right, because you have the expansion.
I have the expansion pass
Hmm.
and I have Mario Kart. So sure.
Do you care at all
Sure.
about Mario Kart, though? Do you, play Mario Kart at all?
No, I have Mario Kart because to me it is um the most everybody friendly party game
Yeah, it's a good party game, right?
that is officially Nintendo.
Yeah. I think
I
Smash
would
Bros is
probably
there too,
do.
but it's a little more competitive, obviously.
Yeah, I just think Smash Bros, unless you have a bunch of people who really enjoy it and enjoy it with the chaotic version, like all items
Yeah.
craziness, um, I feel like it loses people faster than Mario Kart usually does, in my
Yeah,
experience.
that's totally fair. It has
Like
less
it loses,
replayability if you're not really a
yeah,
fan of the game. Yeah.
exactly.
It turns into
Um,
button mashing, and there's less mashing inherently in Mario Kart.
but yeah, so I mean, it's cool. It's once again cool that this is part of the expansion pass.
Yeah, makes it feel
Keep
like you got some value there. That's exciting.
keep adding value to the thing that I'm already paying for.
Yeah, please keep doing
That's
that. Big fan of that.
That's a win for me.
Yeah,
Win for all the other people who are doing that.
yeah, absolutely.
But will I be turning on my Switch on August 4th to play more Mario Kart tracks? No.
Yeah,
No.
I won't either. I won't either. Won't even consider it, to be honest.
No. So
Yeah. I will say though, because Mario Kart actually still has a pretty, I don't want to say like competitive community, but it's an active community. A lot of people do still play the game.
Yeah.
And so for those people, like that's cool because more courses just, I mean, it does refresh the game quite a bit. So like I'm happy for people, but yeah, definitely not quite a thing for me.
And like they look, I don't know. Uh, all sorts of people are always able. Whoa, that's loud. To like name off courses and what they came from, and I'm like I have zero memory from anything Mario Kart ever apparently.
Yeah, the Mario
Uh,
Kart nerds.
Yeah, that are like this is from the Super Nintendo, this is from the
Mm-hmm.
Game Boy, and I'm like what?
Uh-huh.
What?
Yep.
It's Mario Kart. You do this.
It's just
Mario.
Yeah,
You do this.
yeah. You hold the A button and then you got to break
Yeah.
sometimes. That's
But they're mix in new and legacy courses, which is cool. Win for everyone.
yeah. I think it's just it refreshes the game. It's a very quick, easy way to refresh the game for people, and kind of gives the people that are gonna play the game, more of a reason to continue to play the game. So that's cool. I'm happy for those people.
Yeah, but I think something else Nintendo got an update.
Yeah, so there was another Switch Sports update that I literally, good segue. I literally didn't even know about this. Did you hear about this at all? About the Switch Sports update?
Yes.
Okay, so you are. So it is a thing that.
I mean, but I have
that should have been not
Twitter
playing at all.
notifications on for Nintendo.
Oh. Speaking of, you guys can follow us on Twitter. Turn on the notifications, guys.
Yeah.
But
we promise we won't flood you with tweets because
or tweet
sometimes
ever.
it's just like 2 tweets a week.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The episode is live. So like it's cool that they added more ranks. That's cool. I stopped climbing ranks, so I didn't even know I assumed there was an S rank already. It's funny to me that the game launched with the leg strap, but you couldn't actually use it for anything other than solo penalty kick shootout. That was it.
Not a physical edition. Did it come with a leg strap?
You had to pay extra. And there was, again, nothing to do with it.
Okay.
So now they've added, I guess they've added support to use the leg strap in the game, that's obviously a win. It's wild that the game didn't launch with that. I wish that people weren't so sweaty on volleyball because, I obviously enjoyed playing the volleyball early, but the experience got really shitty pretty quick because it seemed like people were just like lag switching and shit on volleyball. But they added a new slide attack. Yeah, immediately. Like, because not serves, but spikes, it's all about timing. And if you can't block at the right time because the Wi-Fi, it doesn't read the input correctly, it fucks you up. And the first couple times I was like, oh man, somebody just must have a bad connection. Because, you also can't team up with somebody and go against randoms. Like if I wanted to team up with AJ and go against 2 randoms, there's no way to do that. So I was like, oh, somebody must just have a bad connection. And then it was consistently happening when they were spiking. And I was like, people are already lag switching on this game. Haven't turned it on since then. So will this bring me back? No, it will not.
It just feels, it's one of those things where it's very Nintendo that this is just a game that you could buy, but it's something that feels like it's stuck between this is an internet-based game and this is like a regular, here's for your own Switch game. To me, it feels like you should just be buying all of these sports. Instead of buying Nintendo Switch Sports, buy soccer, buy Chambara.
That's interesting.
I don't know. It should be the idea of a platform.
But it would have to be a much smaller, game, or not smaller game, but obviously you wouldn't pay $60 for each game.
No, pay $10 for a sport, $15 for a sport, whatever it would be. I don't know. It's the whole Nintendo thing. It feels like they're kind of trying to a live service thing, but they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they made Mario Run, and they're like, unlock it all for $10, and no one did, because that's
Wasn't
not
that
how
was the
phone
mobile
games
game?
work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember that.
yeah. So they were like, we don't want to microtransaction people because that seems sleazy.
Shitty. Yeah, which it
So
is.
instead, just unlock the full game for $10. Like pay us $10 for this phone game, but people don't want to buy phone games. They want to play them and then eventually get frustrated and spend money on them. It's just
Fair.
it's just
No,
how it
that's
works.
fair. Yeah, the
That's how it works.
pay. Yeah, free to play is the model for sure.
Yeah, and I mean every phone game that the Nintendo's done since then, it's free with microtransactions.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just one of those things where it feels like half in, half out.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not about, like you said, you can't team up with somebody and play other people, so it doesn't feel like a co-op game.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really feel like it's a solo game either, though, because there's such a reliance on playing against actual people.
Right. It's very much stuck in the middle. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
It's not sure what it wants to be.
Mm-hmm.
I also this wasn't on the list here, but I think goes without saying another game that is very much in the same vein as Mario Strikers. And they just got the first free update as well. But it just felt very unreleased. It felt unfinished when it released.
Which was what? Daisy, Shy Guy, and a stadium.
And some new gear. And the thing is, it's not even a bad update, right? That's the thing is, if the game had launched with the ability to do 4v4, then like this would be a cool update. It would be like, oh, a couple more characters, because the gear really does make a difference. So like that would be cool because it adds a whole new meta. And like some changes to the stadiums. The stadiums are very bland, very boring right now. So like I would actually welcome all of these things if the base game was working how it should be working. This would be a good update.
Yeah.
And I hate that it's the first. Like they say, it's the first Mario Strikers update, because that means they know, yeah, we're gonna have to do like 3 or 4 of these, and it's like, okay, but why didn't the game launch with these things? Like what's there, it's just so small.
It's an update that would feel like if your issues with multiplayer didn't exist, then this would feel like them being like, here's the first of many updates, and it just being like a character pack.
Mm-hmm.
Would be like, okay, cool.
Sure, cool. Yeah, fine with that. But yeah, the update that I'm wanting is like to fix the gameplay. Yeah. And
Which
I doubt that's going to come. Correct, exactly. Yeah. It felt like when we first all got our hands on it, I remember feeling like, oh, well, there's no way they're not going to fix this. And now I feel like, oh, so this is what they intended the game to be.
Most of this team is no longer working on this game.
100%. So.
Like, they're gone.
Yep.
Hopefully for something very specific.
Breath of the Wild 2. You heard it here first.
Heard it here first. Oh no, I was thinking Breath of the Wild 3. I mean,
Breath of the Wild 6. You heard it here second.
I've seen a few trailers. I got it. I know what's happening.
You know what's happening.
I can move on to the third one now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. I probably don't even need to play the second one. That's fair. Speaking of games I don't need to play, here's one. So Stray just came out.
That's a mean segue.
It's not even that. It's not. The thing is, okay, I want to be clear. I think it looks cool. I love the idea of a game like this. One of the things that I found most impressive was the sound design. Watching people play the game, like it was very immersive and like in all of those little details, and I really appreciated that. But it very much seems like a point and click. Like you just push the A button and it moves you to the next platform or whatever, and then you look until the A button prompts you again, and then you push the A button. And
well, occasionally you have to shake off those little robot things.
And you can meow. So
yeah,
I think it's cool, but it's a game that I certainly don't need to play.
You get Navi, little robot Navi. That doesn't make you want to play it.
Wait, what? Did somebody say, hey, listen, over and over again?
See the little pack on the cat
Let me go back here.
at the beginning when the cat's walking? Actually, for
Yeah.
most of it, the cat's got
Yeah.
the little pack on it. There's a little robot in there. Oh, you can actually see
Oh.
the robot at some point in the trailer, and the robot like guides you around and is like, "Oh, you should go to this objective next," or "Hey, look at this thing." It's
Does it
literally Navi.
does it say, "Hey, listen"?
No,
Okay, so it's not Navi. Good try
it's
though.
Navi.
Good try though.
It's not. Maybe it's one of the shitty ones from Majora.
Oh, cringe. Bad game.
don't
I know that's
I don't even
a
remember their names.
controversial opinion.
That is a controversial opinion. That's brave of you.
Yeah. Not enough people
I
give
have-
me not enough people give me credit for being brave.
No, and they won't. Still,
Now, if you want to
It
see a
looked
game I
fine.
would play. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
it looked fine. I was early trailers. I was like, maybe I could
Mhm.
get that for Red, and then the cat can die, and so no.
The cat can die?
Yeah, you can die.
Oh, damn. I didn't think that was possible in that game, to be honest with you. I haven't seen anybody die.
So
And it's a
Yeah.
really short game, which I want to be clear, I think is fine. I saw a lot of people complaining that it's only like 5 hours or whatever. I think that's very okay.
it is okay for games to be short,
Yes.
as long as that experience is still good the whole time.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it's also
Um,
okay for you to say that you don't personally like short games. You would
Mhm.
prefer to spend more time with the game. But you can't get mad at the game for that. Just don't buy it.
Right. Just don't buy it. Yeah. But I think a lot of people bought the game specifically to play as a cat. Like that's just a cool novel idea. And like if you're expecting more than that, I got bad news for you, man. That's the game.
It's the game.
So I did see somebody already did a mod. This is a game I would play. And it's Spyro as the cat. And
They did
that's
a really good job modding this.
Yeah. This
That-
is the sound. Even the sound
it-
design is there still. Yeah.
It looks really good,
It looks really good.
but you probably can't. Oh, he just clipped through something. You probably can't breathe fire, which
No, I kept waiting for it in this trailer. I kept being like, okay, now show me that he breathes fire, and I will fucking
show
find a
me
way to
that
play
he
this.
breathes fire. No,
He even has the little pack, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's just a little pack.
Yeah, that's
They
pretty
did a good
funny.
job.
They did a really good job.
So I guess if you want to make Stray better, there you go.
Yeah, if you want to make Stray better, mod it so that you're Spyro and not a cat. That's not even shade on cats, but who wouldn't want to be Spyro?
Yeah. Why not be a little dragon?
Why
Little
not?
dragon.
Exactly. If you have the choice, why wouldn't you choose to be a little dragon? So those were some cool updates that we experienced. But Alec, I want to give you an opportunity to talk about a game that just came out that you've been waiting, I think roughly, if I do the math, 75 years for, I think. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's about right. That's about
Yeah.
right.
So tell us about Digimon Survive.
Digimon Survive is I want to stress this because even I wasn't prepared for how much of it is a visual novel with strategy RPG battles.
Emphasize on the visual novel.
It is a visual novel. It took 2 hours to get a Digimon.
Mm-hmm.
But once you got out of the prologue and you had a Digimon, the battles were really good. They did the strategy RPG battles really well. I had also kind of forgotten that Survive it's named Digimon Survive because it is a survival horror visual novel. And spoilers, real quick, for the end of chapter 3, if anyone's going to play this game, just skip ahead like 30 seconds. One of the characters fucking died. Just died, and then his Digimon disappeared. Which, like, so when he bit it, I was like, that's okay. I didn't really like that guy anyway.
Viewers will know.
and then his Digimon, and then they go to his pan to his Digimon, and his Digimon just looks at you and slowly fades away. And I was like, okay, now I'm sad.
Oh, that's devastating. Yeah, I would definitely care more about the Digimon than the
Oh,
individual. That's
absolutely.
without a doubt.
So I think
That's devastating.
that I know that the like best ending you can only get on New Game Plus, and
Okay.
I assume what that means is there's a way to stop anyone from dying in the game. I'm assuming stopping this character's death is very difficult. But you have like an affinity level with everyone, and I'm assuming if you keep the affinity level high, they don't die.
Does that mean you
So
can
you
kill
best
off characters you don't like if you
by
by
neglecting them?
not liking them? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah,
W game.
this,
I've changed
this
my
is
opinion.
this is my belief. I don't know if it's confirmed. I'm not going to look any of it up until I've done the first playthrough.
Oh, we're testing on Tanaku or
But
whatever his name is. I'm ready for that guy to get the hell out.
but the main character, I don't think I can kill him.
Wait, are you not the main character?
The main character is oh my gosh, what's his name? Because now you're making me forget it by saying it wrong. But
Minoru?
it is what you're trying to say.
Oh.
No, Minoru is not the main character.
Yeah, I was like,
But-
he's not the main character. It's
But we're
Tanaku or something
keeping-
like that, yeah.
Yeah, we're keeping the relationship with Minoru as high as possible.
Yeah.
Doesn't die.
Yeah.
Because if Minoru dies, I will.
What's the point of playing the game anymore if Minoru's not there?
I will cry. Because he is a great character with a great Digimon.
Top 3
And,
anime
like,
betrayal.
The idea of Minoru dying and then Falcomon disappearing,
Just fading.
heartbreaking. Heartbreaking.
Thrill House suggests maybe Bill is the name we're looking for. Is it Bill? Is that?
Probably Bill.
Yeah, I think it's probably Bill.
But yeah, so great game.
Mm-hmm.
Been playing it every day. Probably won't play it on stream again because
So yeah.
a visual novel does not seem like a good stream game.
Well, and so I was there on the first stream when you decided to when you started the game and you were streaming it, and I mean I thought the game was very enjoyable, but yeah, it was a lot of pushing the A button early, and then feeling
That's
like
all
the
it
game was baiting you. It just felt like it was like, oh, get ready because here comes your Digimon psych, bitch. You thought you were getting a Digimon, you're not getting a fucking Digimon.
It took so long, and then Koromon finally showed up, and we were like, yes.
And then
Digivolved into an Agumon.
And see, I thought that was a good way to introduce the, digivolving, where right away your first Digimon that you're getting is going to have to digivolve into the Agumon.
Yeah.
I thought that was good. I thought that was well done.
In general, like if you've ever watched one of the anime, it's basically like you're playing an anime of Digimon. Every character's Digimon is digivolving into their next form in like a feature battle. So they'll get like a little cutscene at the beginning of a battle, and then their Digimon digivolves for the first time, and then that Digivolution path is unlocked for you. So like they're doing it really well. It just took the opening is too
70. Oh, I was gonna say the making it.
There is thankfully a skip option I've discovered.
Oh,
So on replays, I can get through that first
much faster.
chunk a lot quicker.
Yeah, I remember I tweeted you and I was like, I kind of want to play this, but I'm gonna need you to get me through the tutorial.
Yeah. Apparently, if you just press right on the D-pad, you can skip things.
And it is a Switch game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything.
The thing is,
Literally
I remember watching Digimon as a kid and really enjoying the show. I wouldn't be opposed to trying to play a Digimon game. It does sound fun.
Bandai puts their shit on sale pretty regularly.
Is it a $60 game at launch, or did it launch for under
It is.
60? Okay.
No, it's a full 60. But like, I mean, you just have to think of all of the Dragon Ball games. Those things
They're
are
on
like
sale
always on sale
all the time,
So eventually, this thing will be on sale all the time too.
Get it for $20.
Yeah.
Worth it for 20 easily.
I mean, I would like more people to buy it now while it's full price, so they keep making these games. But I
Not
also
gonna,
understand if it's not
not
your
gonna.
thing.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna be able to help you with that one right there. If you wanted to buy it for me, I would consider playing it, but I also can't guarantee that. So
Uh, Throw also in the chat, damn, they out Pokemon to Pokemon. I would assume it's in reference to the opening, and I brought that up during the stream. I was like, next time anyone complains about a Pokemon opening, they should be forced to play this until you
yeah,
get Digimon.
play the Digimon game and then complain to me.
Uh, okay. Um, I think that's it for the fun stuff, everybody.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, guys. It's some really not fun stuff in the rest of the episode. It's important stuff, but it's not fun. This first one, especially, man. This didn't get a lot of news, and I don't know why. I mean, I'm sure you heard about it, but
No, you putting this in here is the first I heard about it.
no, I don't know. This didn't get
Literally,
any attention.
the first I saw of it, I was like, "What? What?" I
Yeah,
just
in
kept reading it, and,
Alabama,
like,
in America, the Hyundai subsidiary has used child labor. Reuters just did a whole exposition on this. So the article was posted July 22nd of this year, and like nobody has been talking about this, and I don't understand why. So a subsidiary of Hyundai Motor Co. has used child labor at a plant that supplies parts for the Korean carmaker's assembly line near Montgomery, Alabama. According to area police, the family of 3 underage workers and 8 former current employees of the factory. It's insane.
Yeah.
Underage workers, in some cases as young as 12, have recently worked at a metal stamping plant. Hey, man, let the kids talk. Let the kids work. You know, there's nothing you can learn at school that you can't learn on an assembly line. You know,
Well, those
I've
small
always said
fingers
that.
are really nimble, super helpful.
Yeah, it definitely reduces workplace injuries drastically. That's, you know, we all know that to be true.
Mm-hmm.
But it's absolutely unbelievable. It's just, I don't. What's kind of unbelievable, actually, I guess, is that it's very believable because, like, this is common practice, like, from every brand you buy your stuff from, right? It's just that they don't do it in America because of child labor laws. But, like, you know, most brands that are popularized that do factories overseas, which is like all of them, utilize child labor in one form or another, right? So it's kind of wild.
Well, like, the more that you read this article, like, I mean, so I think it's important to mention that the underage employees, because that's what they are,
They're children.
Narrowly, their children, are migrants, which is how this is happening, because they're being taken advantage of. Kids aren't in school, they're working. And the reason they even found out about this is because one of them went missing.
Yep, that's what it took. It's absolutely unbelievable.
One of these kids went missing, and then the local police department found out about this plant was her job and reported them, and it's still not clear if the Alabama Attorney General is doing anything about this.
Or going to press charges, yeah.
Like, what? And there's part in the article later where someone is interviewed and said that they knew of around 50 underage workers on different shifts at this plant. Just, you know,
regular American capitalism shit.
Just 50 kids making cars.
Zoom in here. Where was this one? I love this paragraph here. Several of these minors, they said, have forgone schooling in order to work long shifts at the plant, as if this is like some choice that they're making. A sprawling facility with a documented history of health and safety violations, including amputation hazards. That's where we want. That's where we need kids.
Yeah. So, like, it's and one of the other article or the other people interviewed says that she had worked there and the plant had extremely high turnover and had to start relying on migrant workers to keep up demand. And then she remembered one migrant girl who looked 11 or 12 years old. And so the other thing the reason that this is all happening is because they refuse to pay adults
Right.
what adults need to be paid. That's the real reason.
Capitalism.
Is, to cut costs.
Worker
It's
shortage
a cost-saving
is
measure.
Yep. There is no worker shortage. There is a reasonable wage shortage.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely insane.
Yes. People refusing to have a job and still be in poverty.
Sometimes multiple.
Yeah.
Shit makes me sick.
It's disgusting.
It's absolutely disgusting.
And hopefully everyone at this plant in management goes to jail.
That would be cool. I don't see it happening, but that would be a W. I didn't put this in, but I did see, man, I forget what country it is, but they were started murdering bankers who were guilty of some sort of financial violations. They literally just capital punished them. They were just murdering them. And I was like, I'm not usually pro capital punishment. The government was murdering them. It was literally capital punishment for financial crimes.
I was like, I couldn't tell if this was a government thing or like a French people thing.
Yeah, right. Could have been a French people thing. A let them eat cake thing. One of those things.
Yeah. One of those things.
Yeah. Speaking of fucked up shit, I came across this and I couldn't believe it. I put this in late, so I don't know if you had a chance to look through this one.
No, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah. It's kind of insane. So, a lot of people saw, I think it was like 2 weeks ago now, maybe 3 weeks ago, Ivana Trump died, who is Donald's first wife, the mother to Schmucks 1 through 3, or 1 and 2. I don't know. Really, it's fuckery. But she died, and she was buried on Trump's Bedminster golf course. Now, upon somebody started looking into this because there were rumors floating around that you get tax breaks for this. Okay. Here's the image of the grave. And they check the New Jersey tax code. And cemetery company means any individual, corporation, partnership, association, or other public or private entity which owns, operates, controls, or manages lands or places used or dedicated for use of burial of human remains. Exemptions. You get real property tax on lands dedicated to cemetery purposes, so you get exempt from these taxes. You're exempt from income taxes and sales and use taxes. The person then went on to say, and they cited the actual, text here, there is no stipulation regarding a minimum number of human remains.
So, I wonder, and it's going to require more reading than I want to do on this.
Uh-huh.
But if you have to be, operating as a cemetery. So, do they have to say that they are going to continue? Do they have to, sell plots?
Funny you should mention that, Alec. So the person actually links another ProPublica article that published a Trump family trust document which shows they have sought to designate a property in Hackettstown, New Jersey as a non-profit cemetery company.
Oh, my God. Oh my
this
God.
is a tax loophole. This is insane. This is insane.
That's fucking. That's God.
So gross, dude. It's so gross. Also, though, her getting buried on his golf courses, fucking insane. It
is insane.
That's some dick riding.
I try not to be too much of a conspiracy theorist, Anytime I think something about
he had
like,
her
ooh, that's what
killed
the
for
crazy
sure.
people think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't she like
Yeah.
fall down a flight of stairs?
I think something
Allegedly.
like that,
Yeah. She got
yeah.
murdered.
Like, oh my god.
You know, but they're getting good at the murdering. You know, Epstein, Ivana, they're getting good at the murdering. But anyways, yeah, I came across that the other day, and I was like, this can't be real. And it appears to be totally real.
Okay.
Burying people for the tax breaks, baby. Love to see it. I don't have any other thoughts on that. I just thought it was wild, and
No, it's
you know,
fucking
the brain
wild.
rot I had to share.
Everyone in that family is a criminal, and they should all be in jail.
They should all literally be in jail. The January 6th stuff too. I know the DOJ is now talking about considering pressing charges for Trump. I wouldn't expect anything to come of that. Keep your expectations low because our criminal justice system is designed to protect the wealthy. It's just the reality.
Also, they're going to be extremely terrified of doing anything once he declares, because it's going to look like they are using their position of power against their opponent. And
imagine giving a fuck about optics, dude.
You can best believe that every Republican will be like, they're just doing this because he's running for president and they're afraid. And it's like, no, it's because he's a fucking criminal.
Yeah, but they're also only running for whatever they're running for to fucking melt homeless people and remove rights from minorities. So, you know what? Yeah. Fuck your optics. I don't care.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I want to be clear, though. And I feel like we're usually pretty good about this. But, like, fuck all of them, right? Because the Democrats, I mean, like, are better, I guess, whatever, than the Republicans. But, like, not really. Not really. And so I just want to quick call out Nancy Pelosi's bitch ass. So, for those who don't know, the CHIPS Plus bill is a $52 billion semiconductor bill that has passed through the House of Representatives. I don't know if it passed through the House yet or through the Senate yet.
Nope.
Didn't pass through the Senate yet, but it is important, right? Semiconductors are very important. The chip shortage we just experienced as a breakdown in the supply chain obviously had far-reaching impacts for the country. Like, it is important.
I was wrong. They did pass it.
Senate did pass it. Okay,
yeah.
So it's officially passed.
Yes, there's a follow-up to that, but let's get through this first.
Okay, so it is important. I want to be very clear about that because microchips are how we fucking survive in this world now, right? This
is a good bill.
It is a good bill.
As far as the government doing things, this is
important. It is basically just a bill to encourage the development of microchips in the United States. That's good. Yeah. Now, the fuckery comes because Nancy Pelosi's family, I think it was her husband specifically, bought shares in NVIDIA right before this passed.
Yeah.
And NVIDIA was one of the major recipients of this bill. So as you can imagine, the stock skyrocketed.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just a quick interaction. I'll play it real quick. It's only 26 seconds, but of a reporter, I think, asking a very reasonable question.
One more, he said. Yes, sir. What are you saying?
You can't hear it all, but he's asking, has your husband ever made a stock purchase or sale based on info received from you?
Okay, thank you.
She doesn't even just no, absolutely not, pushes the mic down and starts to walk away. She can't even really actually back it up because it's 100% insider trading.
Yeah, this is
illegal.
Not the first time, and it's not the first time that the Pelosi's have been accused of such.
Especially the Pelosi's, right? Like specifically the Pelosi's. It is an issue.
You shouldn't be allowed to trade stocks.
Yes, the thing is, okay, because it's so annoying, right? Because running for elected office is a choice. It turns out nobody makes you do it, which is crazy. You don't have to do it, and so when that's the case, you should lose some of your rights, because guess what? You made a choice.
I'm not saying that you can't have any. They should be in a blind trust.
I am saying you should not be able, because it's too easy. It's too easy to scam. And even then, it needs to extend to like the optics on your family need to be scrutinized like they would be anyone else.
Well, I don't think, like, when I say a blind trust, I mean like a company running it.
Like they could
Not-
go to a company and say, invest this money for me.
Yeah, like Fidelity, like
Sure.
people do with their 401ks.
Yeah, sure. Okay, that's fine. As
Like
long
a
as they have
401k.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
A 401k is essentially just a blind trust of stocks.
Well, kind of.
Most
You can choose where you allocate that money, though.
You can choose where you allocate, but most people just click the do
Correct.
it for me.
Correct.
So
Absolutely.
essentially that.
But she should be forced to click the do it for me.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
there needs to be scrutiny in the family, though, too, because even if she's not the one buying and selling these stocks and being the one to benefit from these obvious insider trading situations, anyone in her family could be.
Oh,
And
I agree.
we scrutinize these things for a reason. Like, it's so fucked. It's so fucked.
I
I
mean,
think it's important to
reminder.
keep both sides accountable.
Reminder, Martha Stewart went to prison for insider trading.
Literally this.
So
You said it sounded like you had something you wanted to follow up with this with.
So, did you see anything about the PACT Act?
No, the PACT Act. Oh, is that to prevent the insider trading?
No.
Oh.
The PACT Act is something else entirely.
Link me if you have
So
it.
the CHIPS bill passed. A lot of stuff the Democrats have been working on also in the House, passing a lot of things to avoid losing rights for people, like codifying same-sex marriage,
Contraception rights, I
codifying
know too.
rights to contraceptives. So Republicans are mad because this is making them look bad.
Why would it make
they're
them look
fucking assholes
bad?
who don't want these things? And so now all these bills that have passed the House, because there is a Democratic majority in the House, are waiting for the Senate, but the Senate can't vote on them because they have basically no actual majority of Democrats, because Sinema and Manchin are more Republicans than they are Democrats. And Democratic senators keep getting COVID, and if you're not there, you can't vote.
Archaic.
So
Because we don't have a way to vote absentee. It doesn't exist. The internet's not actually a thing.
So they can't pass these bills. The House is, but the House is doing it. The House Democrat majority is doing what they should be doing in this situation, which is putting pressure on the Senate by passing all these things. So Republicans are pissed. So the PACT Act is a bill for veterans that were exposed to toxic fumes during their time serving in the military.
Yeah. Okay.
Mostly through burn pits, where they were burning all sorts of things that you shouldn't be inhaling the fumes of.
Yep. Led to a lot of people getting cancer and other diseases.
Yes.
Absolutely. I do know what you're talking about.
The bill was initially voted through
Mm-hmm.
and needed to be finalized. So it's been voted through already.
It had support from both parties initially.
Yes. I think it was something like 86 people voted for it.
Because who's
Of
not
the
going to
100.
vote to support the rights of these people?
But Senate Republicans are mad because they look bad right now. So they got together and decided to not vote for it on the final vote. They're now backpedaling and saying that, like, language changed, the way it was funded changed, and the funding is bad, and none of it's true.
Right.
There is a clip out there of Ted Cruz fist bumping another senator as the bill went down.
Yep.
So these people are disgusting.
Yep. They're literally doing it because they're mad that the Democrats are able to accomplish something that was popular.
Yeah.
And so because they want to obstruct. That's the game.
They're willfully letting vets die.
Yep.
Because of this.
Yep.
The pro military pro cop party is letting vets die because
I'm
of
gonna
this.
play the clip you're talking about. This is Ted Cruz right here.
Oh,
They're
fist bump
celebrating. Yeah, they're celebrating the overturning. There it is. Yep. Him and Senator Kennedy. Did you see any of the clips too of Kennedy complaining about Manchin flip-flopping?
No.
I thought it was so interesting that a Republican would complain about a Democrat meeting with other Democrats and flip-flopping. He's not
and voting.
He's not on your party, dude.
And voting with Democrats.
And voting with Democrats. But it's only a surprise because it's fucking Joe Manchin. That's why it's a surprise.
and
they can't
he
believe
votes
it.
He votes against them more than he votes with them.
Because he's a fucking Republican.
So yeah, that's the thing. Jon Stewart, who is like
Very big on
notoriously
this.
a very
Pro-vets.
pro vet, very much like
Mm-hmm.
if you serve our nation in some way, he is going to go to bat for you and make sure that you are taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
He was also a big driving force in getting bills passed to
First responders.
Yeah, for first responders who had responded to 9/11.
9/11.
Because a similar thing was happening to all of them. They were getting cancer from
Especially the firefighters.
that.
The
Yep.
ones who were putting out all those fires that were burning so hot and all those toxic fumes they were inhaling. Yep, absolutely.
So
It's almost like this
he's been
country
making-
doesn't actually care about people. That's crazy.
Yes. Yep. So he's been making the rounds and shaming all of these people. So thanks, John.
Thanks, John. Although, like, I got real conflicting feelings about the military, but, you know.
Yes, but all of these people deserve to be taken care of.
Yeah.
It wasn't their choice to have a burn pit.
For sure. For sure.
That's my
For
feeling.
sure. I don't disagree with that. And I think what's even worse than that is that so much of military service is opportunity. It's people who are coming from very poor and underprivileged areas of the country, that this is a way to improve their lives. So for that reason, I'm very conflicted. But fuck this country and fuck fighting for this country.
The system shouldn't work the way it does because the way it is preying on people.
Quite literally.
But that doesn't mean that we don't have an obligation to
I don't
help
disagree.
them with the problems we have subjected themselves.
We have
them
created
to.
for them. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I don't mean to come across as like anti-vet, but anti-system, I guess.
Mm-hmm. No, I think you can very much be anti-military and pro-vet at the same time.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I think that's reasonable.
That's how I feel. So, what do we got next?
What we got next is a bunch of Republican fuckery. I thought this was great. I haven't fact-checked this, so I want to be clear. Like, I know we get a lot of shit from Twitter. A lot of people do a really good job with just putting stuff together. So this person, Matt, made a little presentation. So yesterday, 157 Republican politicians voted against gay marriage. Let's take a look at how they honor traditional definition of marriage in their own lives. And then they proceeded to make a thread. We don't have to go over all these, but there's
have
some
we
goodies.
talked about the Lauren Boebert one before?
The Lobo situation with her husband at the bowling alley?
With her husband?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we have. No, he
Yeah,
says it's because he had a tattoo that he was trying to show.
Cool. Still your penis, man.
To minors, but that's go on.
Still whipping your dick out in a public place.
To minors, but that's okay.
To minors. Yeah. This is before they were married, but they were dating, and she did choose to marry that.
After that happened.
After that happened.
Mm-hmm.
That's a choice.
That was a choice. Clay Higgins
Yeah. Been married,
defines
divorced a
marriage.
lot.
Yep, he defines marriage biblically. It's between one man and one woman. He believes this so much that he's done it 4 times.
I would love to know, you know, what denomination he is, because certain Christian denominations will believe that first marriage is his only marriage.
Mm-hmm. That's
that
true.
Everything else is adultery.
Didn't that only ever get changed because like a king decided he wanted to get remarried or whatever, and he's like, "You got to give me the right to divorce this one."
Yeah, that's why the Anglican Church exists.
You Christians are fucking wild, dude.
Made a new church. But in Catholicism, unless you get it annulled by a priest, which is a way of saying give us money,
which is a way of saying give us
your
money.
only marriage.
LJ in chat says Henry VIII. Thank you. Yeah, that's wild. That is wild. Good old Matt Gaetz, of course. You know, hates gay marriage. Loves sex with underage minors.
Mm-hmm.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah, this was a weird one. And again,
This is a weird one.
I don't want to. Here's the thing: if you're in a consensual relationship with consenting adults and nobody's getting hurt, I don't give a fuck. But when you shame people for their life, for living life, and then you spend your time having extramarital affairs with 2 men, one of which who was a personal trainer of hers or something.
So I'm trying to look, because he does have a source listed here, and I'm trying to find the actual Vanity Fair article, because if it's been published and is still up, then that means they have a concrete source.
Yeah.
Damn it, Vanity Fair is trying to get me to subscribe. The article is still up.
Yeah, the article is titled, "If Marjorie Taylor Greene spent more time with polyamorous tantric sex gurus and less time spreading insane conspiracy theories, the country would be better off."
So the article is still up, has been up since February of last year.
2021. They have sources. I mean,
which means that they are confident in their sources, and she is confident in their sources.
Right, because she's not fighting them to have it taken down.
Yeah. So I'm inclined to believe one.
That's insane.
Good old MTG.
Good old Magic the Gathering, man. Fuck Magic the Gathering. I don't even know who Jody Arrington is from Texas here. Voted against marriage equality. On his website, he writes, "I believe marriage is a sacred union between one man and one woman, or 2 women, or even 3. Is this real?" Oh, no, the quote's ended.
No.
Thank God.
The quote
okay. The quote ended. I thought the quote was still going. Oh, God. Who knows, though? I see. Oh, did you see, sorry, it's tangentially related. I don't have a link for it, but the Joe Rogan, I don't really watch Joe Rogan or anything, but I see clips occasionally. He had a whole clip where he's now pro-gay marriage, apparently. Still doesn't support the trans community.
I didn't realize he was ever anti. I don't pay attention to the man.
Yeah. I don't know that he is either, but I thought it was really interesting because the way that he approached marriage was very much from a perspective of, well, gay people want to get married so they can consummate their love because in America, that's what we do. And I'm like, bro, do you understand how many benefits come with being married and legally recognizing this person as as being married to you? Think about any hospital situation. Like, what the fuck, you absolute idiot?
Yeah, I would like the basic rights afforded to me of being married.
It's unbelievable. Like, he was trying to virtue signal so hard, man. It was unbelievable. So, it's the American dream to get married. That's what they want. That's why they want it. It's like, okay, dude.
Okay.
Try to visit somebody
right.
in the hospital when you're not, related to them or married, and let's see how that goes.
Exactly.
Absolutely insane. Madison Cawthorn, hey, W, no longer an elected official. Love to see that.
Well, yeah, he won't be an elected official.
Yeah, I mean, he was technically unelected. It's just the term hasn't ended yet.
The term hasn't ended yet.
But he was unelected, man. That's how that works. He lost, and it's great.
Could you imagine still showing up? Like,
He's supporting. He's still supporting them.
Yeah.
No, you know who stopped showing up? Bojo, dude. Boris Johnson, who's much more important to his country, stopped showing up when they fucking were like, yeah. We're going to go another direction.
But, you don't have to. You can abstain.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why are you still there?
Because I think he is just one of those people who is so all about his own personal success. He still believes he can pivot this into figuring it out.
Speaking of Madison Cawthorn and things that may or may not be true, there is a very pervasive rumor going around that he borrowed money from his re-election campaign before he got the nomination, which you can't do. And he's going to have to pay it all back, and he is broke.
Love that for him. Yeah. Can't stress enough how much I love that for him.
So,
although Eric actually in chat makes a good point. He says he'll get a book deal and make a bunch of money writing stupid shit people will believe. That happens too often. He's not wrong.
He's going
Remember
to
Sean
be a
Spicer, dude?
on Fox all the time.
Yeah, fucking Sean Spicer took a
Dancing
month
with the
off
Stars.
from exactly, and then was on Dancing with the Stars. Did we forget that this fucking man was actively lying to every American? Jesus fuck, dude. I can't stand these people. I can't fucking stand these people.
Yeah. You're gonna see Madison Cawthorn probably more.
That's
than
actually
you
a fact.
currently did
Yeah, he'll probably be more in the public eye.
for at least a little while.
Yep. Fox News, doing all the interviews, making all the rounds. And the thing is, it's not even just Fox News either, to be fair, right? Because it is the CNNs, the CNBCs, the MSNBCs.
We'll be like, we want to have a balanced panel. Here are people that in any other country would be considered right of center, and here's a literal fucking fascist.
Uh-huh. Right. Yeah. We want to make sure we have a balanced panel here. So here's somebody who believes that trans people are people, and then here's a Nazi. Fair and balanced. it's insane. It's insane.
Here's 6 fascists, and here's AOC.
Yeah. Right. Debate. Have fun.
Yeah. Here's Rashida Tlaib and someone who believes that she should be dead.
Yeah, and somebody who literally believes that she's a terrorist. So
let's talk about it. That's the MSNBC. Which, remember when MSNBC was like, oh my god, those insane, crazy lefty loons.
Yes.
And you go back and watch any of that, and you're like, they weren't though.
No.
What the?
You were being gaslit. That's what was happening there.
But yes, thank you, Matt, for these very fun graphics.
Mm-hmm. Big fan of that.
I also enjoy Matt's bio on Twitter, which is Jewish homo with very long nails.
Oh,
you go, Matt.
Big W. We stand Matt. Matt is our champion.
All right.
So I found this other fun one. I thought this one was pretty good. First of all, I want to start by talking about. Yeah, this was hilarious. Good. Yeah, right. This is good. But I want to start. I want to paint the shortest of pictures here. Okay, Dr. Kelly Ward. Just looking at her. She made this. She put this bio together. Okay, chairwoman, AZ GOP, Arizona GOP, mom, wife, family physician, best-selling author, firebrand, and former senator. America first. #pro-life. #pro-family. #pro-freedom. #ultra-MAGA. Love to see it.
Oh
Love
my
that for her.
god.
Love that for her.
I don't think
So-
we've talked about Ultra MAGA yet.
I don't. What is there to
Since
say,
we took
dude?
last week off.
What is there
Just
to say,
the
dude?
clarity of Ultra MAGA. Ultra MAGA.
Fucking sane. Ultra MAGA because fucking racism on Maine isn't enough. So Dr. Kelly Ward, Miss Ultra MAGA herself, says, "Why would Maricopa County send our daughter's ballot to our house in Mojave County instead of to her house in Maricopa County? She's given her correct address to them multiple times." She tweeted that. She just went ahead and put that out there. So Stephen Richard, the Maricopa County recorder, actually responded on Twitter because that's what she requested when she filled out her form on January 23rd, 2021. "You can email us any additional questions. Thanks. I responded publicly because I assume you wanted it to be public by posting rather than emailing." I love this.
Every single person needs to have this. Steven, his energy. Perfect.
100%. Because fuck this fake outrage. I am going to manufacture a situation that is going to give me a right to be outraged and frustrated at the radical left. Doesn't exist. Not real. This guy's probably a Republican, too. Like, if he's in Arizona, he's probably actually a Republican.
I mean, it is Maricopa
Yep.
is Phoenix.
My letter of
is
sorts
he?
to my beloved party, GOP.
Wow.
Just saying. Like, this man is a Republican. Although, wait, he's referencing Lil Nas X. Wait, is this man an undercover Democrat? What is this? He's actually a socialist. He's one of the good ones.
What is happening?
I don't know. Let me look at this letter.
I-
Yeah, dear Arizona Republicans, let's do this right. Let's build confidence. Let's move forward.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he is a Republican. So that's the thing. He's not even a Democrat, man.
So
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to hold that against him. I mean, arguably you should, but I'm not going to.
well, it just means
Well,
that his
this-
gallbladder's
see,
gonna explode at
he's-
some point.
He said the election wasn't stolen, so he's dead to them. He's for sure dead to them.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
a rhino. He's a rhino.
Yeah, he's,
You know,
he doesn't.
You know what we do
count
to
anymore
rhinos,
then.
Alec? You know what we do to rhinos? We go hunting.
My
We hunt
God, oh my
rhinos.
God. Why are you reminding me of that? That political ad that should have gotten that man put in prison.
Literally, you're inciting violence. I don't know what else to say. Like, you're literally doing the thing that the law says you can't do. I don't know what to say.
But yeah, reminder: make sure you're registered correctly
Yeah.
and vote in the midterms.
Vote in the midterms.
Vote in the primaries before you vote in the midterms, if your primaries haven't already happened.
All right. So for this this is a trigger warning. Trigger warning, Matt Gaetz. So
I was trying to be like, for what?
for Matt Gaetz, I think that's reasonable. I think that's reasonable.
I mean, agreed. Okay, why do all these people have Firebrand in their bio?
It's this
Matt
way that
Gaetz has it.
they signal.
Matt Gaetz has it too.
They signal. It's
Person who
it's
is
a dog
passionate
whistle.
about a particular cause.
It's a dog whistle.
Okay, I am also a fucking racist, fascist
Yep.
asshole.
Yep, fascist.
Okay, got it. Heard.
So this, I'm backing up quite a bit, and there's been a lot of developments in a short amount of time here. So I want to set the groundwork a little bit. So Newsmax, fake news company,
Yep.
tweeted, Florida Rep Matt Gaetz blasted abortion activists in a rant sure to raise dander of his political opponents. I'm not going to play the clip, but did you see it? It was him talking about how come
I saw this.
Yeah. So Matt Gaetz was
Yeah.
on stage saying, how come all the women who want abortion rights are the women who nobody would want to have sex with anyways? Am I right, fellas?
Matt Gaetz
So that's-
coming out as a person who has only ever paid for sex.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's also, because he said this. He told these women that they look like a thumb. He said, nobody's going to want to have sex with you if you look like a thumb.
Yeah.
What the fuck does he look like? Like, what? Okay, 8-head.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Olivia Giuliana went on a spree. I think the tweet that she said... Oh, I thought I had it here. Okay. So he quoted that article. It said dander raised with a picture of her. I forgot what she did. She added him to start it. Start it in quotes, And then she responded, am I not a little too old, or am I a little too old for you, Matt? I know you have a thing for targeting teenagers, but 19 is on the cusp, don't you think? This went viral. She basically threw this back and forth on Twitter alone. I know she's like an activist in her own right in Texas, which is great. She's been doing the work, but like basically through this exchange, she's now raised, I think it's up to $2.1 million for abortion rights access.
Perfect.
It's unbelievable. Last I checked, at least. So, yeah, we are sending $2 million to abortion funds across the country. That was an hour ago. I think I saw her tweet that they were up to 2.1 million. Excuse me, a little bit ago.
That's awesome.
It's unbelievable. It's actually unbelievable. And she's already talking about how she plans on running for president. Good for her. Like, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good morning. We're up to $2.1 million.
Did you see her direct follow-up tweet to this one?
Which one?
My rule is if you're going to attack me for my looks, you better be hotter than me. And be
That's
blunt,
hilarious.
Matt Gaetz is one of the ugliest things to crawl out of the pits of Florida.
Oh, my God. That's amazing. That's amazing. Also, the pits of Florida is fucking hilarious.
Beautiful.
Also, though, just saying, how are you going to talk shit when you literally do kind of look like the thumbs from Spy Kids? Like, you do kind of be looking like that, bro. And how are you going to tell people they look like thumbs? That's fucking crazy to me.
Yeah, he probably said it because it's the insult he's heard the most in his
Yeah,
life.
exactly. It's like, oh, it's internalized. He's just that's what he knows. Oh my God, that's insane. But like, I couldn't be happier about this because young people getting involved in politics in like a very direct way is the potential to actually have a better fucking future in this country.
Yes.
And like, she's 19.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, because the way our laws are fucking written, she can't participate in any politics for what, like, isn't it 26 to be like a senator or representative?
I think it's something like, I think it's like 26 for
it's even like a
House.
state. Yeah. So she's got several years to wait, which is fucking annoying. But hopefully she can keep that energy going and she can actually start pushing for change at some point.
You have to be 30 for the Senate.
That's insane. 30's not too old, so that's okay. But like, I don't know. Why not 24?
Right?
Also, if you're enacting policy that your old ass is not going to be around to see the ramifications of, maybe you shouldn't have a say on that policy. Age limits could work both ways. That would be okay.
Yes, they would. That would be great. Would be a great way to positively affect our democracy. Not that horrible people are only old, because
Matt Gaetz,
we've had Madison Cawthorn, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Lauren Boebert.
Lobo. I didn't put the clip in here, but Marjorie Taylor Greene is just openly calling herself a white nationalist now, or Christian nationalist.
Yes, did you see that got deleted?
Oh, did it? Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Amazing. She didn't want it to be deleted. I guarantee it. Somebody told
Oh,
her like,
absolutely
this
not.
needs to go.
So like, this is too much.
Look, Magic, you did the Jewish space laser thing. All right, we fucking reined you in after that. You're doing it again.
Yeah.
Oh
You know
my god.
what? I think it's time to move on from the national government and let's talk some more like local stuff. I mean, not local to either one of us, but still local to someone, to Eric.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's talk about that. So you guys will all be happy to know that the SWAT in LAPD had to go under an extensive review, and luckily the
That's good. Being
LAPD
reviewed is important.
yeah, it's important. It's very important. And luckily, the LAPD found that SWAT is perfect. There's no culture of violence. They're perfect. They've never done anything wrong. So that's
just to be
great.
clear,
Accountability.
Are they separate entities?
No. Why is that relevant?
No.
I don't understand why that's important.
No. Okay. Okay.
You
okay. So
don't you do your own reviews at work? I write my own reviews. You don't write. You don't tell your boss how you're doing in your job.
Wow. This is
Good
this is
accountability.
Good
Good
stuff.
accountability.
Yeah.
Somebody pointed it, I
Definitely.
think the tweeter pointed it out, but the idea of publishing this above a photo of a SWAT team decked out for violence, probably preparing to invade someone's home or something, is so ridiculous. Because, like, look at them. They are literally all decked out. Insane.
Yeah.
And just so everybody can
so-
see, it is like a real, there's an article here. It's not just some
Good.
random tweeter.
Good for them.
I'm just glad that
Deciding
they're
that
holding each
they
other
are-
accountable.
Yeah, that they're oh, the LAPD.
I'm just, hey, because if we didn't have accountability, what would we have,
Uh-huh. I
Now,
got nothing more for this besides
no,
the
I
fact
know,
that,
it's-
like what?
It's just one of those things where you see it and you're like, are you fucking serious? Like, is this real? Is this
Internal-
real life?
Internal audits in the private and public sector, no matter what, are stupid.
Yep.
If any
Banks-
group ever
yep.
is like, hey, we checked it out, we're good. No. No. You're telling me that in the LAPD, you couldn't find at least one person on SWAT who used excessive force?
Doesn't exist.
That's
not
bullshit.
on SWAT. Yeah, no, not on SWAT. Because if they're being called, Alec, there is no such thing as excessive force. They have to be the most excessive of forces. Big my uncle works for Nintendo vibes.
Yeah.
Now we do have some positive news to discuss. I think this one is great. This is because everyone who's talks shit on Apple, I'm an Apple fanboy, so finally a win for us.
This was a good Apple move. I will say that.
This is a great Apple move. This is directly from the article,
Yeah.
and if this is news to anybody, please take advantage of this feature. So there have been signals for months that all is not well with Meta's current business, Meta aka Facebook. The greatest hit came from Apple. In its push to focus on privacy, the iPhone maker introduced a feature that lets users opt out of cross-app tracking. It's in your settings under privacy. It may seem small, but that single move by Apple has torpedoed Facebook's ad business, which relies on combining data from different companies to personalize ads. People tapping Ask App Not to Track on Facebook and Instagram cost Zuckerberg $10 billion in lost ad revenue last year alone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
'Cause
Thank you,
it's-
Apple.
It's important to remember that for all of these platforms that you're not paying money for, that are these full-featured things, you are the commodity.
Yep.
Someone is paying money to get to you.
You.
So this is huge. Like, they're selling you. That's what
Yep.
this company does. and so by Apple being like, we're letting you choose not to be sold, they're fucking up Meta.
Yeah,
So
it's actually pro-consumer.
good job, Apple.
And so what you do in your phone is you can literally just go straight to your settings. You can go to privacy, and then there's a tracking tab. And there's allow apps to request to track. You can just turn that off. So they can't even request. It just automatically says no.
Yeah,
And that's huge.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I hope more phone makers start doing it.
That would be great. I would love to see more phone makers do something like that. Because there is no incentive to Apple to allow Facebook to do that. You know?
No, they're not getting a kickback.
Nope.
People aren't buying iPhones so they can have Facebook.
Correct. In fact, this actually might be a better selling point for iPhones, is the added privacy.
Absolutely. Like, they could market this.
They definitely can.
I mean, if your phone is made by Google, don't expect this to ever happen.
That'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
If your phone runs Android, maybe don't expect it to
Maybe
happen.
don't expect that to happen.
Yep. But yeah,
Sometimes
good job.
though, sometimes the marketing and the optics are the most important thing. And that's just good marketing and good optics. Now, for some bad marketing and bad optics, Alec, I'm going to take us to North Carolina, where Chick-fil-A is asking for volunteers, not a thing when you are a private company, to work for 5 chicken sandwiches per hour. Can't stress this enough. What?
So I've never been to Chick-fil-A.
Why?
Ever?
Why is that? Why is that?
Uh,
Any particular
you
reason?
know, not so much. Maybe because the CEO thinks I should be in a death camp.
Oh,
That's a pretty big one. Oh shit! I was trying to pull up prices. How much does a Chick-fil-A sandwich cost?
no fucking clue.
Yeah, neither of us are gonna know the answer to that.
Yeah, no idea.
The gay and the vegetarian.
Yeah, right. The gay and the vegetarian. That's what we should have called the podcast.
So I don't know how accurate this menu that I just pulled up is, but it says $3.59 for just the sandwich. For just a regular chicken sandwich. So 5 per hour is more than you would spend on, like, more than if they paid you for an hour and then you bought chicken sandwiches.
It's funny that you're going that way because the tweet actually even says the national median monthly rent is $2,000 or 466 Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
Oh, I could have just done the math from that.
So can you your landlord take Chick-fil-A sandwiches, you think? What if they're a little old? You know, you're stocking them up because you're not getting enough. You know, so you got to work every day.
This one's from 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, right, exactly. You know, they're not fresh, but they're there.
There. I mean, I'm sure they would hold in a fridge for quite a while.
At least a day. It's wild to me because I read, there's an article, you know, and I read the article a little bit. And one of the things they were talking about, so what they're actually asking for people to do, it's not like they're asking them to jump in the kitchen. Okay. Not defending this doesn't make it better. What they're asking them to do is basically work in the express drive-through to direct traffic, which is arguably more dangerous.
Okay. So they're asking them to basically, like, our drive-through. We didn't build our drive-through well.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's too busy.
and
It's
so
too busy. It's not that it's not built
Yeah.
well. It's too busy. They can't keep up with the demand. Except they
No, no,
could
no.
if they
No,
just
no.
hired more people.
No. They knew what the demand was going to be when they built this restaurant. They didn't build the restaurant correctly.
Well, so this is what they're
I
looking
have-
for.
I have been in meetings, not for Chick-fil-A, but for a different company that serves lots of things through a drive-through,
Mm-hmm.
they know what their demand is going to be. They've done tons of market research before they open.
Mm-hmm.
They did not build their drive-through correctly.
Well, but look. So if you look at the drive-through, it's a drive-through express. So these are all places where you can order and pick
That's
up.
insane.
So I don't think it's a. I don't think it's a infrastructure issue. I think they're
It's
not
that
willing
old
to.
people don't know how to use QR codes.
Well, that's part of it for sure, but they don't want to pay people. Like I think that they. I mean, here's the thing. They to be fair, they start at $19 an hour. Okay.
Yeah.
But they're not willing to pay people to work this job at $19 an hour.
Well,
This is
they're
on
probably
Chick-fil-A.
They're probably just looking at, hey, I need 5 more people between noon and 1.
Absolutely.
But I don't want to pay someone to work
Right.
11 to 3,
Mm-hmm.
10 to 6.
Right. But like, sorry.
Yeah.
Also, this is not legal. Like, you can't volunteer to work for a private company. That's not legal. You can't do
Yeah,
that.
I don't. This is just interesting.
There's this great paragraph, and it's important to remember this is a franchise location, as a lot of Chick-fil-A locations are. So if you look at the owners of Chick-fil-A, they are billionaires. The person who owns this is probably not a billionaire. Okay. So reached by phone, Ryan, a manager at this Hendersonville location who did not provide his last name, defended the idea of asking for volunteers. He says, what happens with some brands in a community is that they establish a relationship with the community. As a result, there's an expression of desire from the community to be more a part of what that brand is doing. We get people all the time that want to be part of what we're doing. This is designed to be an opportunity for that. This made my blood boil. We're actually part of the community. We're giving you the opportunity to be part of this. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, this is really interesting to me. As, like, with my background, with working for Starbucks for so long. And so essentially, having now fully read this article, it doesn't sound like he was looking for this to be a permanent thing.
No.
Like, he was just trying to, as Starbucks would say it, educate his customers, but doing so without adding any extra labor.
Mm-hmm.
It's fascinating. But I could very much... I've worked with people who would make these decisions.
And arguments. They would absolutely make these arguments. Absolutely.
That would absolutely make these arguments. And this man is in a cult.
Yep. 100%. A capitalist cult. 100%.
Yep. Sorry, buddy.
You're not part of the community. Like, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. You're Chick-fil-A, dude.
No.
See, during the launch of our
Absolutely
new
not.
drive-through express, we offered opportunities for customers to earn free food to simply traffic direct other guests. Usually a win-win for us and the volunteer who gets free Chick-fil-A. That way our team can focus on serving the guests in what we do best.
I just... So wild. So wild.
The
Because,
thing
like,
is
it's
that
also...
Go ahead.
Well, it's also the problem of people, the disconnect from a customer's perspective of, like, well, this is fast food, so why is it taking time?
Right.
Because his whole thing is, like, he's trying to keep his numbers good. He's trying to be able to serve people in, speaker box to leaving
absolutely.
the window in 30 seconds. So...
When Chick-fil-A causes traffic jams. Like, they get in trouble for causing traffic issues.
There are police at the one in town pretty much every Saturday.
Absolutely. I just I found this whole situation to be utterly insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And like you said, you have experience managing places like this. You know people like this. You know that that's illegal though. There is no volunteering for
absolutely.
It's not a nonprofit. Like I don't know what to tell you.
To be clear, when Starbucks does things like this and launches new stuff like this, they're like, hey, for a week you're gonna get some extra labor for this 2-hour period every day.
Yeah.
And then midway through the week they're like, oh, that was a mistake, cut that labor. But
right. I worked at Jamba Juice, man. Jamba Juice did that. Like, you know, it's just what it is. It's no different than hiring up for a summer rush or a seasonal holiday thing. Like, it's no different than that, other than they have tricked themselves into believing they're part of the community. Like, what the shit?
It is insane.
It is insane. I totally agree with Tynology in chat says people need to get off the nuts of fast food corporations. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Like the Chick-fil-A and what's that? Sonic, In-N-Out. It's wild to me. People have these like very extreme relationships with fast food. It's like it's a corporation, bro. They don't care about you. I'm sorry to tell you.
In-N-Out cracks me up
because it's like, mid. It's okay at best.
I enjoy In-N-Out burger, In-N-Out fries, but it always cracks me up because, like, you know, there's Bible verses on the packaging.
Is there really?
Yeah.
I've never been to an In-N-Out. I don't know. That's crazy to me.
Like, not like the full verse, but like the like John this.
Just on their hamburger packages?
On their like they have like John 3:16. Yeah, it is 3:16. I was about to say John 3:16 and I was like, I need to check it out.
You sure it's not Austin 3:16? It's not for Stone Cold Steve Austin?
What?
It's not for Stone Cold Steve Austin?
It's not.
Okay.
But on the soda cup it says John 3:16 and apparently it says something, it has a Revelations one on the fry bag.
Now, you must not have watched a lot of wrestling as a kid.
I did not. No, I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm going to put this on screen.
I'm not.
Because I'd like to believe, especially since it's on the beverage, it's actually for this. It's for Austin 3:16. Stone Cold Steve Austin, professional wrestler. And his beers. That's what they're doing it for, I imagine. That's it, right? That makes sense. You said it's the drinks. That must be it.
I also looked it up to double check myself if I remembered John 3:16, and I do.
Thou must not.
I would much rather
goat.
remember this. No, for God so loved the world that he gave his only son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life.
Okay. I almost went on a rant. I'm not going to do it. 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 Christians don't catch enough strays, but I'm not doing it today. It's not going to be me. It's not going to be me.
I was like, wow, do I still remember John 3:16? I sure do.
I wish you didn't. I'm not going to lie. I wish you didn't. That's not cool.
I also wish I didn't.
All right.
Talking about eternal life while eating fast food that kills you. Yes, Eric.
Yep. Irony, baby. So that's pretty much what we had for most of the topics today. Mm-hmm. There was a tweet of the week-esque tweet. I don't know if you saw this.
I did, and I went down the rabbit hole with this.
Yeah.
Wild.
It's wild, right? So I was gonna read like all three because it's fucking wild.
Yeah, go.
So I'm gonna all right. So I'm gonna bring it up on chat. Okay, so the background: a poster foo question mark asks for help heating the above ground pool he installed in his basement beneath a glass lamp at head level, mere feet away from the house's breaker box, right here. Amazing. Love this. Okay, so the question. I have a 5,000-gallon above-ground pool in my basement. It feels nice down there, but the water is freezing. What is it? I have a I have a tiny ass pump on it right now that kind of flows water, but I'm wanting to heat the whole pool to a reasonable temperature. Post a picture for reference. I want something cheap that won't melt the pool as it's rubber. I know I'm not the only person out there with a pool in their basement. This picture is fucking perfect. Is perfect.
It's,
Okay.
It's computer background level.
Yeah, exactly. It's absolute perfection. We then have a follow up of sorts. We have the first of a few follow ups. So somebody posted, I hope your landlord is dumb as bricks, or next year's tuition is going to be spent on mold remediation refurbishing that basement. The original poster responds, the reason we put the pool in the basement is that the basement already floods. When we moved in, we were told that we would have 5 bedrooms, and they had spent $20,000 fixing the flooding basement issue. After 4 inches of water in the basement and 80% of mine and one of my roommate's possessions, including an impressive book collection, were ruined, they ripped out all the drywall and sealed the basement. Needless to say, they did a terrible job, and the basement still floods to the point where we should just throw a chlorine floater down there and turn off the sump pump. I've since made sure that no one goes down there when there is a lot of water. We've lost a roommate as well who wants to live in a swamp, or who doesn't want to live in a swamp, and our landlords don't seem to care anymore. It's been over 3 months since the last time someone came out to look at the house. There is mold down there. We do have a dehumidifier. There is the occasional snake hiding under boxes. It's something you learn to live with, then put a pool in the middle of.
Okay, before we go on to the next one, can I just say, on my first read through, we've lost our roommate. I was like, whoa,
He died!
Did
I know,
someone
that's what
drown
I
in the
thought.
basement?
That's exactly what I thought too. I was like, oh my God, somebody died. That's exactly
Someone
what I
died, and the guy
thought.
was like, pool.
They already died. This pool is going to be much safer. We'll have a lifeguard on duty, guys. That's exactly what I thought. All right. And then we have the last follow-up. Wow, you kids must be real dedicated. I like that. I drained the pool about a week ago after posting this thread. Hell, I don't even live there anymore. The rats, bed bugs, and constant flooding before and after the pool drove me out. I will say that this will always be something I look back on and remember. Laying in the pool, stoned out of my mind, listening to trance with the lights off and the strobe light going will be a high point when I look back on my 20s. Thanks for your concern. Or should I say, anticipation of my Schroeder's perspective on my existence. For future Googlers that find this thread, in the future, if you were trying to heat a pool in your basement, first build a wall to keep all the haters out. Oh my God. Second, put wood foam under the pool to insulate it from the concrete. Third, buy a baptistry heater to heat the water. Mix these together and you will have a warm pool basement free of haters. Oh my God. It's the greatest thread ever.
I both love and hate this man.
The thing is this real? Because this seems real. This looks real.
Oh yeah, this is real.
Okay, that water, you couldn't pay me to go in that water. Look at the color of that. That is so murky. That is so disgusting. Okay? Fucking disgusting. Electric panel, literally right there. Okay? Heat, power source, literally right the fuck here. Also, the fact that this man had the awareness to be like, look, I want something that won't melt the pool since it's a rubber fucking pool. What, like, this whole thing felt like a troll, but this looks real.
Yeah, I want to know how he drained it.
He just opened it. He just fucking stabbed it. Basement already floods. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
Security
Basement
deposit's
already
gone.
floods.
Not my
There's
fucking
5
problem.
snakes down here.
We already lost a man.
Poor Jeremy already drowned.
Fucking Jeremy's dead. It's real. Shit's got real down there. It's crazy. So I just
God.
I saw that like a week ago, and I was dying. I couldn't believe how funny that was.
Oh, that was so good.
Thrillhouse says 100%. That's some neck shit. Eric said, I bet he put a tarp in his truck and made the truck bed into a pool too. That's a better move. It's 100 degrees outside. That would be perfect.
The pool would be warm.
It would actually be warm, and you wouldn't have to worry about melting any rubber. Yeah, and then Nate says the light in the ceiling isn't sitting straight either. If that falls in, you're all dead. Correct. It's an instant death sentence, and the rubber will melt. See, he didn't even think about that. Didn't even think about that. Inconsiderate. So, Alec, I think that's all we had for this week.
We have questions.
Oh, wait, we have questions?
We have questions.
Oh, my God. All right, let's get to the questions. I didn't see we had questions.
Yeah. I think just on Discord. I think that's all we were. And by questions, I mean we have a question and we have an attack.
Oh, my God. Oh, you're talking about AJ's attack?
Yeah.
No, we can't show him that.
No,
It's
I
underwhelming.
Think he's gonna have to. Yeah, it's 2 sentences.
Sentences is a rough. That feels like a stretch. It's a couple words. It's at least 6.
We do have a person who is asking for a coffee setup without going full coffee nerd. And then the second part of the question that we'll get to afterwards. Okay. Do you like my really terrible graphic that I made?
I don't think it's a terrible graphic.
Oh, it's terrible. The line's not even straight.
Let me. I think I can show it on screen.
So
and by that I mean I
can.
can.
I went for brewed coffee.
Because he was not
that's
clear.
What I assumed this meant. Yes. If we're talking espresso, it's not going to be this cheap. Number 1, you need a burr grinder and you need a scale.
Okay, here's the graphic.
The scale could. Beautiful. Look at you got.
Get a Mr.
This
Coffee.
one that I have here. Get a Mr. Coffee. True. It's kind of the second option. So the burr grinder that I have here is the Cuisinart cheap burr grinder. It's like $50.
Cuisinart is such a funny word.
Yes, it is. And then I have the Chemex, because that's your server and your brewer all in one.
Handy.
And then you would want an electric kettle. If you want to be crazy and get an electric kettle where you can choose the actual temperature, not just boil water, you can, but you could also just do boil. That, all said and done, is probably going to set you back $120 to $150 based on when you buy the stuff.
That's insane. You could do that for way less. You can get a kettle for $5. Go to Goodwill.
You could. That's true. The Chemex and the kettle and probably even the grinder, you could just go to Goodwill. Go to wherever and get all this cheaper. If you don't want to think about it, but you want to have a great cup of coffee in the morning, you could buy a Mocha Master, which just makes a pour over. Like, it does exactly the action that you would do as a person making a pour over.
It does the little. It has the arm that shoots out and does the auto, where it swirls the water. Yeah, those are expensive though.
Yeah, they're about $340.
Yeah, that's not cheap. Does it have a grinder built in? No, I see what you're saying. You need the grinder, and you also. I'm gonna suggest personally, fuck the scale. Don't get a scale. Scales are a waste of time. But that's
hard disagree.
Scales are a waste. Scales are a waste of fucking time.
But yeah, that's. I would say like. Chemex is a good way to go in this scenario if you're going for brewed and you want to do a pour over situation because it is all in one. If you want to make iced, you can shove your ice in there before you put your filter and your coffee in and make iced coffee real quick. They're great. One thing to think about on a Chemex, when it says like 3-cup Chemex or 6-cup Chemex or 8-cup, they don't mean like a liquid amount of a cup. They mean a coffee cup, which is 5 to 6 ounces, which is stupid.
America, am I right?
I actually think that's
Italians, am I right?
No, I think that's
Europeans, am I right?
Yeah, Yeah.
All right, I got there.
But doesn't matter.
Nah, Italians.
Second part of the question. Also, any brand of syrup/flavor recommendations? All the ones we've gotten taste like trash water. Yes, my recommendation is not to buy syrup.
Yes.
Make it.
Thank
It's
you.
easy. Equal
My
parts
recommendation
sugar.
was going to be to just drink your fucking coffee and don't be a baby, but okay.
No. We got to be nice. I mean, we don't have to be, but
I'm
we're
not.
going to
No, you're the nice one. Ask anybody.
Equal parts sugar and water. You can warm them on the stove, or you can boil the water and then just throw the sugar in and stir. That's simple syrup. Add extract. That's whatever flavor you want. Just throw some vanilla in there. Vanilla syrup. Throw in some cocoa powder. Mix it up really well. That's mocha sauce. The world is your oyster, and it'll taste so much better than anything that you buy at the store.
So that's one way to do your own simple syrup. I have found another way that is it's a few less steps. So what I do is I make my coffee, and then when I want to add my simple syrup, I open a bottle of bourbon and I pour it right into the coffee, and then it enhances the flavor a little bit, and so it's like a simple syrup. That's very simple. In fact, it's so simple you just open the bottle and pour it right in. Pretty simple. Why does it feel like you're judging me, Alec?
I mean, I
Why does
feel
it
like
feel like-
that's a way.
Great for a morning drive. Thank you, Thrill, for understanding.
I feel like this is a way to fast track yourself to no job, no personal relationships,
Oh.
and hopefully AA meetings.
Are you describing? I feel like. Wait. Hold on. Wait, what? Are you describing me right now?
What?
Isn't
But yeah,
I think you could. It's probably not thick enough to be considered syrup. I would say you could probably make an argument that bourbon is a syrup. You get close. You get close.
bourbon is not a syrup.
I'd have to look up the definition of a syrup, but I bet you get close.
Bourbon is not a syrup.
I bet you could get
But-
close.
But yes,
I think you could make an
my
argument.
recommendation: don't buy syrups, make them.
Yeah,
it's
my
really
recommendation: buy bourbon, use that. So
It's bad.
two different options you got there. From the Beanscast, because we like to give you choices. We like to give you choices. Do we have any other questions? What?
Just a lovely comment. This is not a podcast. It's an intervention. Class move waiting for the 12th episode for the reveal.
Yeah, it was very classy. Very classy. Alex just
Well,
he was getting me in.
Yeah. That's how many steps there are. No, I think we're good.
All
I
right.
think that was it.
You want to do the
It was
thing?
great. Yep. That's what we were waiting for. Good job, everybody. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Stay up on all things Beanscast. You can follow us on Twitter at BeanscastPod, or you could go to YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube so we can get a fancy
Subscribe.
vanity URL, and you can watch the episode on there, and you can like them, and maybe comment on the video, and maybe share it with friends. When may this episode go up on YouTube? Usually Mondays, maybe Tuesdays. We'll let you know. Follow the Twitter and you'll find out. And then
That's true.
retweet the tweet that says the episode went up. And tell everyone to watch it.
Yeah. That's pretty much all that we do
Uh,
on the Twitter. So,
Pretty
check
much.
there.
Hey, we're live. Hey, the episode's up.
Yep. All right.
Thanks, everybody.
We appreciate you guys hanging out. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you next weekend. Bye.
Goodbye.